Okay. Mira Dunoyer from Kinshasa.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Mira Dinoye Vaigene. I'm from Kinshasa. I have a company which evaluates in cultural and creative industry. We promote African cultures and history. And my company is based on African fairy tales and legends. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Now let's go to Heri Masumbuko Audrey from Bukavu.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Can
Hi.
you get me? Okay.
Yes.
My name is Mary Audrey. I'm from Bukavu. I'm a co-founder of an establishment that does in fitness and wellness. We offer three kinds of services, which is the fitness coaching, healthy meal delivery, and we have a emotional and mental health department. We are based in Bukavu, South Kivu. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Harry. 1 minute, please. Yeah, now let's go to Agnes Ngenda. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello,
Okay, please. Hi,
hello.
Agnes. Yes, we can hear. I can hear you. I don't know if others I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
My name is Agnes Ngenda, and I have a degree in economics and management. I'm working on Goma Yaourt, a project who creates a mini diary to production and processing of dairy products. Thanks.
Thank you, Agnes. Yeah, now let's go to Selena. Selena Mwamba from Goma. Selena, are you there?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Selena. We can hear you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Selena. I'm the founder of iCreapal, which is a brand of product made by beads. We product handbag and bracelet. That is all.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Selena. Yeah. Esther Mpala, are you ready? Can you please tell us briefly about yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Esther Atosha. I'm a CEO of P Action. P Action is a company. We do the agri-food. We have many products. The first product that we have is the yogurt, Amanda the local free. That's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Colette Moloba, are you ready? I've seen that you have been having issues with your microphone. Can you speak now, Colette?
Do you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Colette Salima from Bukavu. I work in the clothing and fashion sector. I'm a director of Coco Couture.
Okay. Voilà. Clarisse, can you please mute your mic?
Okay. Do you hear me? Good morning, everybody. My name is Clarisse Masika. I am manager of Clara Business Service, a company specializing in the food industry, specializing in soybean processing. We are based in Lubumbashi. Thank you.
Yeah. So is there anyone who is yet to speak?
Yes, Isabel.
Yes, Isabel. Can you please, let's start with Isabel. Then after Isabel, the other one who is yet to speak can take the floor. Please, Isabel.
Good morning.
Tell us about yourself.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Isabel, the founder CEO of SkyGo. We are specialized in production of detergent. Yes, the cleaning house product and mostly detergent and bleach, all those kind of stuff to clean up our houses and offices, places, public and private. We are based in Lubumbashi.
Thank you so much, Isabel. Yeah, is there anyone else who's yet to speak?
Yes, I'm Esther Sifiwe, and I am the
Yes,
CEO of I am the CEO of Agritech. And in Agritech, basically what we do, we empower women through training so that we can help them to increase their yield. And also we also focus on food processing and in waste management. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esther. Lisette has just joined us. I don't know if she can hear me. Lisette Kikanga, can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Sorry?
Can you please tell us about yourself in 1 minute or less? Can you tell us about yourself in 1 minute or less, or you're not in the position to speak right now? Oh, okay. So now what we are gonna do is listen to our speaker. The idea was to give an overview of the people in the audience, so that when the speaker will be speaking, they could have a general idea on the business sectors, on the things that we are doing as entrepreneurs in your respective cities. So our first speaker is Théana Ana Msolomba. She's an experienced capacity builder and wellness advocate. With money being central to human life, she offers a one-stop shop for financial education with overall wellness in mind, physical and emotional well-being, to raise up wholesome individuals. You'll learn more about her when she speaks. We went to the same school in Italy, so I'm so very much I'm glad to have her inspire you. I know that she's a very good entrepreneur, and I know she will leave many of you inspired. Mrs. Guala, can you please take the floor?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Veridique, for the lovely introduction. I'm glad to meet all the ladies on the platform, and first of all, congratulations for making it this far. This only shows that whatever you're doing is worthy nurturing, is worthy growing, is worthy developing. It means somebody else other than yourself has recognized that your seed is worthy nurturing. So that's a good place to start with. I know that this type of pitches, only 1 or 2 people or 3 people might win, but it's very important that all of us understand that if we have gotten to the elite 20, then all of our seeds are worth nurturing and developing. So like Veridique already introduced me, my name is Théana Ana Msolomba. I'm from Malawi. I'm a financial person. I did development finance, but I'm also an entrepreneur. So today, what Veridique asked me to share with you is us to discuss how we can launch a powerful pitch at Harvard, so that whoever emerges the winner should not only just represent us at Harvard, but win at Harvard. So I will start by telling you my first pitch, and then we'll start discussing from there. When I went to Yale, I was asked to pitch any business that I wanted. So this is how I pitched. When I was in Italy, and for 2 weeks, I didn't know how to access my breakfast or my drink, but I saw that all my friends were accessing them. I just didn't know how. And I was embarrassed to ask. After all, I was from Africa, from a poorest country in Africa, Malawi. A lady from Colombia approached me and said, "Why don't you have breakfast?" And I said, "No, I can have breakfast," pretended as if I knew what I was doing. And so she said, "Okay, let's go have breakfast today." When I went there, I then noticed what she was doing with the machines, the vending machines. But I still wasn't conversant on the fact that I was supposed to be a scholarship student. I haven't been given yet the money. So even though I've seen her doing the money vending machine, I'm not sure where my money will come from. And then she said, "Come on, it's your turn." And I was looking lost. And then she said, "But you are a scholarship student." And I said, "Yes." And she said, "But on your scholarship, when you are registering, they gave you a little clipper, which looks like a USB. And I said, "Yes, here it is." She clicked that into the machine and showed that I had €5 for breakfast each and every day. So for 2 weeks, I was going hungry, not knowing my €5 was just going. So I have decided that Malawi and Africa deserves vending machines. I want to introduce vending machines in all of my country, Malawi. I want us to not sleep. I want to break the status quo of 5 to 7. I want us to have drinks and snacks and condoms and everything everywhere in the vending machines. And I could see people are laughing and happy. Others were sympathizing. After all, it was just Yale students who were part of it. And all the analysis came through, but the professor of that session asked me one question. He asked me, "Do you have Coca-Cola in Malawi as the company?" I said, "Yes." "Why do you think Coca-Cola has not put the vending machines in Malawi?" Because they are the ones that are putting vending machines in South Africa, in Zambia, in the US, in the UK. So why do you think the same company has not done it in Malawi? And I was lost. After I thought I had sold a wonderful story, I had to think, why? And he said, could it be that they can make the money without necessarily wasting time with the vending machine, and therefore the introduction of technology into that market is not necessary? And that's how I want you to start to think. I want you to critique your idea. Your idea might be perfect. My idea, I thought, was so perfect. In fact, till now, as I tell you, there are still no vending machines in my country. But because I have actually realized that this critique that this professor gave me was valid. I have to first solve that critique. I have to first of all come around that critique. And the second critique he gave me was that if you as Koala introduce 2 vending machines, you make noise in the market, and Coca-Cola notices that those vending machines have now caught fire. Coca-Cola will push you out of business within 24 hours because they have the financial muscle to do it. So while you are busy waiting for funders and whoever it is to support your idea, to convince them, they already have this technology. They just don't think Malawi market deserves it. And that's why I want you to know that all your ideas are good, but you must give them a critical eye. Because if you don't, the people listening to your pitch will understand that they will critique them and they will fall flat. Colette, I think somebody's mic is on. Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost, because we have developed our ideas, because these are our babies, we tend to overnurse them. We don't look at them critically. We don't see where are the loopholes in this, our idea. So I could come here and tell you, this is how we do a pitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It will not help you because you are already good at what you do. But I wanted you to have a third eye. Before you do this final pitch, have a third eye. Ask yourself, find people to critique what you do. Ask them not to find the best things. You already know the best things. Ask them to show you the weaknesses of what you do. Because in attacking those weaknesses, that's how you win. Because these people that you're pitching to have listened to thousands of pitches. And so if you are going there just like a normal pitch, a standard pitch, well, yeah, you will pitch. You will be accounted among the people who pitched, but you will not be unique. You will not be different. And that's the problem. You will not have captured your audience. Second point. So you now know now that after I pitched, my idea, no matter how novel and wonderful it looked and how much I tried to show them that this is my story, this is the emotion behind it, nothing happened. I lost. And there were other great ideas that came and won. And I had to appreciate that the other ideas were really good. And they really had the third eye. They critiqued them. They looked at how to pitch. They considered all the factors that had to be considered. So the second thing that I want all of us to now consider after you critique your own idea is that you must now know the audience. Who am I pitching to? If you are pitching, for example, to a philanthropist, if you are pitching to a person who is philanthropic in nature, your way of expressing your project should be different to how you pitch to a venture capitalist. A venture capitalist is one that puts money and wants big returns. So in their interest, they will be looking at how big is your market. Whilst a philanthropic investor is looking at what is your social impact? How large is your social impact? Do you see how different these two people are? So if you just go and take your idea, it might be wonderful, but if you don't know the audience listening to your idea, you might be pitching on how there's going to be a high social large impact, social impact. It's going to be huge. It will be from Lubumbashi to Goma. They don't care because they care about money. They care about return. So you need to understand that, okay, if I don't know who if I can have a chance to know who are the panelists of my pitch, let me do my due diligence. Let me know them. Let me know who's there. Is there an accountant sitting there? Then you must have your numbers right. You must know your numbers. You cannot go there and then tell me rubbish. Tell me things that don't make sense. You don't know how it's your balance sheet. You don't even know your numbers. You don't even know the numbers of your business. So if you find out that among your audience there's an accountant, you better have your numbers straight. And this is standard on every pitch, a panel. There should be somebody strong in finance who can be able to understand what you're talking about in terms of the money. So let all your pitches be strong on finance. This one, there is no exception. There is going to be a panelist. I might not know if there's going to be a philanthropist. I might not know if there's going to be a venture capitalist. I might not know if there's somebody in project management, but I will tell you that there will be a finance person who analyze your numbers. So you must know the in and out of your numbers, the ins and outs of your business in terms of numbers, and then you must do proper projections. Do not project for the sake of projecting. Financial projection must be realistic. If you project that I am going to sell 5 million, I'm going to have 5 million people coming to the gym for the girl who was having a wellness business. That's a fake projection. We all know that in your area, Bukavu, there isn't 50 million people. So where are they going to come from? Where are they coming from, these people? Are they traveling from Lubumbashi to Bukavu to do a gym session of 5 minutes? It's not happening. So you're lying. So that's why I'm saying your projections must be realistic. Because me, the finance person, I always know that this is so unrealistic. This person is dreaming in huge colors. You are introducing a new drink in the market. Coca-Cola has already been there. Coca-Cola only sells 2 million a day. You are saying, I'm going to be selling 10 million. How? How are you selling 10 million? Your projection is a fake. It must be guided by something. Your projections, your financial projections must be guided by your industry. You must investigate. Do your diligence, your due diligence, and say, what is this? Read around and then come up with the correct projections. In my first year, I'm going to do this. In my second year, I'm going to do this. In my third year, I'm going to do this. And if the finance person asks you, why do you think you're going to be able to do that? Then you have the answers. You say, Pepsi, my competitor has, you don't have to mention the name, but you say, Pepsi this, and then I have positioned myself on this because I believe that I can enter it at this particular angle. You see, that's how you are approaching a finance. So finance, no options. Now I want us to have sort of like a discussion on a strategy for all of us, an all-round strategy for all of us. So one, I want you to think of yourself as a hero. We all know a hero, right? Clarice, do you know what a hero is? Esther, Isabel, do you know what a hero is? A hero. Okay. A hero is somebody who comes to save the day. If you want to win, you must really show that you have come to save the day. Otherwise, you're going home like I did, with nothing. So you must come and show that I am the hero, I'm coming to save the day. So what does the hero do? The hero comes and say, this is the status quo. There was a business that I don't remember the name, but it was in post-harvest loss. I don't remember the owner of that business, but that was her business. It was dealing with post-harvest loss. So please, if you are the owner of this business, come forward. I want to know who you are because I want to engage with you so people can have an understanding of reality of what we're trying to do.
Hello.
Yes.
It is I, Kivu Spice.
Okay, awesome. So what is the status quo of your loss? in your area, for instance? What's the status of loss?
I would like you to specify, because remember we are dealing with a different culture, different type of product. We have chili, garlic, different type of spices.
Just tell us one. Just tell us one to say, what is the status of loss in garlic, or just choose one, the one you know. What is the status of loss?
Okay, for example, if we were to choose chili, for example, we're looking at for an hectare of chili that have been planted and grown and harvested. You literally have to harvest around 10 tons. But in our current situation, farmers are losing up to 7 tons on site while still in the field.
Awesome. Let's stop there, Wani. You see, now the status of Wani in this business, she goes there and says, hello, my name is Wani. Where is your area? Which is your area?
Walungu. We're working in Walungu. Farmers Walungu.
Walungu.
Exactly.
Yes. Let's do this in Walungu. Hello, my name is Joanne. I'm from Walungu. In Walungu, a farmer will plant 10 hectares of tea leaves and lose 7 hectares. Do you understand what I've done there? I am telling the person the status of Walungu. I don't have to now tell them the story. You know, they planted. No, I'm just telling them. A farmer, Mr. Johnny is a farmer. He planted 10 hectares, and on that 10 hectares, he lost 7 hectares. And that is the reality of most farmers in Walungu. Do you see what I have done? I have not said so many things, but I'm using this example to tell the people I'm pitching to the amount of loss, and that will tell them why I am in this business. So what is the status quo? Why? Basically, what is the status quo? So if you are in wellness, were you seeing that all of us were becoming fat and we were just dying of blood pressure? You need to tell us that status. So whatever business you're doing, identify the status quo. Why are you doing this business? You're answering why you're doing that business. That's the status quo. And the status quo is basically what exactly pushed you to do that business. So you must find that why, that status quo. So if it's the loss of 7 hectares, that's good enough for me, because I then can see why Joanne can want to introduce a post-harvest loss in that area. Because 7 hectares, if you plant 10 hectares and lose 7 hectares, you are losing a lot. Okay, so now she's a hero. Why is she a hero? She's going to try and save the 7 hectares. Okay? The second thing is the conflict. The conflict is now the problem. The problem is that there is huge loss. And you have already introduced them to the conflict. The conflict is this, there is just huge loss. The third thing is confrontation. How are you confronting this situation? So, Joanne, I believe that you have had now measures of how you are minimizing the loss from 7 hectares of 7 hectares of tea leaves. That's how you are confronting this problem. So you are demonstrating now that you are confronting this loss. After your confrontation, you now present a perfect resolution, because it is your perfect resolution that must be irresistible. If your resolution is resistible, then your idea falls flat, your business pitch falls flat, because then that's where the critiques come from. They would say, no, but is that the best way of post-harvest? But if the expenses for solving the problem are much higher than the cost of itself, that's where I told you critique is important. Criticize your own idea, critique your own business, so that when people start to critique it, you already have thought about the loopholes of your business. A lot of us will try to hide the weakness of our business in a pitch. We already know them. We have asked around. People have told us our weaknesses, our weak points. Now we try to hide them in the pitch. You shouldn't. You should actually tell them about the weakness. I do know that currently my post-harvest strategy requires this, and this. You must tell them. Or it requires that I have maybe a specific type of engineer, a specialized engineer. I don't know, but you basically are telling them the weakness. And then you actually tell them that you already know the solution. Because if you don't identify the weakness, they will come like they did for me. They will just come flat out and just kill it. But if you have told them that, if I was then able to say, okay, I do know that Coca-Cola is in my country and it could introduce this and kill my business outright. What I therefore intend to do is to find someone who can back my business to bankroll it throughout the country one time. You see, now the Coca-Cola critique would have fallen flat because I would have now realized that what I'm telling them is that I just want money to bankroll at once. Whatever I want to do, I want you to help me to bankroll at once. Because if I bankroll it slowly, if I roll this project slowly, big company Coca-Cola will take me out. That shows that I have now already looked at my weakness and then solved it. So I'm telling them that this is the weakness. And then if this was a venture capitalist, they would be so interested because I already have a market. So I will overtake Coca-Cola immediately. They will not have a time for a comeback. They will now be followers. I will be the leader now. Because now I will have rolled out through the country, they will have no chance. But if I roll out slowly, they will have a chance. So no matter how great my ideas were, 7 to 5, we'll be working throughout hospitals and all this other stuff, those will be great ideas. But just by me showing that I understood that Coca-Cola is my biggest threat, I would have gotten points for it. So you are in businesses that may be novel. Your businesses might be novel in Congo, but you must understand they might not be novel to Harvard. Do you understand that concept? That they might not be new to the person listening to you at Harvard. So you need to transport them to picture Congo. When I was with Veridique in one of our last sessions, me and Veridique always used to win these sessions. But I was told to make a presentation on DRC, and obviously because Veridique was there, I had to think of something from DRC to make him proud. So I simply went into the class and said, "There's no iPhone without DRC," and everybody else was going to think of other great ideas, but I simply wanted them to transport them to DRC. So I told them there is no iPhone without DRC. And the whole class was like, oh, yes. But the whole idea of that statement was to transport them to my DRC. So I wasn't from DRC, but Veridique made me understand that the particle that is used in iPhone is found, Cohort, I think, is found in DRC. So this is the largest supply of Cohort. So I understood to say, oh, okay. So I will simply tell them that you need to respect DRC because all these Apple things you're busy flashing here are from DRC. So give us time and listen to what DRC, because there is no iPhone without DRC. So listen to me. And you know already here people are flashy. They're using iPhones, iPads, whatever. Everybody had to rise up their head. So I am a person who likes to make statements that will actually, the pitch, I sit on a lot of panels, pitch panels. You will notice that a lot of pitch panels will be blunt. They will sit like this. They'll be blank. There will be no expression. Yeah. Sometimes they'll even bow their head because they want to just listen. They don't want to look. Yeah. The moment that person lifts up their head and looks straight into your eye, you should know you're hitting jackpot. Because that's the only way that you have reason that whatever they were thinking about, they might have been thinking about their girlfriend, their boyfriend, that already, the moment you said something, it disappeared and they had to look at you. And that's what I want you to do when you are going to make this presentation. I want you to come up with something about your business. You have to craft it. You have to find a crafty statement. Your English might not be so perfect, but you have to craft something that when you say it, I have to raise up my head or at least look at you directly because I need to listen to what you're going to say. So my last pitch was a financial education business. And I simply said, imagine yourself driving and you have no license and you've never been trained. What will happen? And I paused. I know you have guessed. I'll not tell you the answer. And I continued and I won. Because all of them imagined themselves crashing. They were going to crash without money education. That's what is going to happen. So I told them, that's exactly what you're doing in all these African countries. When you don't teach yourself financial education, you are driving those cars, you're driving those money without any education, and you are definitely going to crash. And I ended the presentation by saying, you are going to crash. And I won. You see, so you must capture them. So I hope that my input today will at least help you to craft something nice and be a hero on your story. Thank you, Veridique. Thank you all wonderful ladies for having me today. I'm very delighted and I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Wow, this has been excellent. Thank you very much, Koala, for the insightful presentation. It's been really amazing. Many of our participants have been sending messages, in the chat box and inbox. So thank you so much. In interest of time, we will proceed with our next speaker, Brian Munaita. He's a result-oriented professional with over 4 years of experience in management consulting, resource mobilization, business analysis, and financial management. His journey has been marked by a passion for driving meaningful change and achieving impactful results. So thank you so much for having accepted to join us, Brian. We will be taking question in the end. So please, if you have a question, write it down. And in the end, we'll have a few minutes for Q&A. Over to you, Brian. I hope Brian is with us.
Thank you, Veridique. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
Excellent. I do not know how to go after what Miss Msolomba said because she's pretty much said everything. But what I can go through is just a few quick thoughts on how to approach a pitch and also building on what Miss Msolomba mentioned during her brief presentation. So do allow me to just screen share briefly. Something small. All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, just a minute, sorry. All right, so what I want us to do is think about pitches as us building a relationship. I want you to literally imagine that you are, let's say, okay, in Kenya, the men approach the ladies. I'm not sure if that's the same in DRC, but just assume that you are someone trying to get into a relationship with someone else, because what you're doing during pitching is trying to help the other person understand why you would be someone of value to them. And pitching is all about building a relationship. And if you listened very closely to what Ms. Msolomba was saying, when she started the first pitch she did, she started with a personal story. And the purpose of that personal story is to get the other person to resonate or understand where you're coming from. And also to get the other person to imagine themselves being in your shoes, which is why also in her last pitch, she mentioned, imagine if you're a driver and you haven't been trained and you don't have a license. It enabled people to instantly transport themselves into her shoes and to understand where she was coming from. And that's very important when you're building relationships, because there's something called empathy. You want whoever is listening to your pitch to have an empathetic stance towards your solution, because as Ms. Musambaghani said, Harvard might not have an issue with post-harvest losses. So unless you find a way to help them build an image of what post-harvest losses look like, they won't understand what you're saying. So what I have here in my presentation is just a very brief description of how to think about pitching. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is considerations. If you're going to be trying to get into a relationship with someone, there are certain things that you're going to be trying to make sure fit together. You want that person to probably share the same religion that you do. You want to have the same values with that person. You want that person to support you. You want that person to be honest. You want them to be truthful. You want them to be faithful. You want that person to reciprocate when you do something good for them, you know. You want them to acknowledge and communicate when you've done something good or you've done something bad. And you also will be considering financial viability. If I decide to, let's say, for example, get married to this person, will I be able to afford us being in a relationship together? Will I be able to afford us having children? Will I be able to afford our daily needs? And you're also going to be looking at the level of control this person wants to exert over your life. Will you still have a life outside of that person, or will they try to jail you and chain you and make sure that you're only with them forever? So this is kind of the same idea when you're approaching a pitch, which is why one of the first things Anna told us was you need to know your audience. Now, what knowing your audience enables you to do is it enables you to tailor whatever it is you are pitching to fit what your audience desires. So just like Anna mentioned, if you're pitching to people who want to make money from your business, it's going to be a very different pitch from someone who wants to create impact in the community. So if you're going for a grant versus if you're going for a loan versus if you're going for equity, you're going to be offering these three people very different things. Someone who is looking for impact will be interested in how much change your solution can bring. And so they might not be too concerned about your financial sustainability, because all that matters to them is, okay, you've said you're doing wellness physically and mentally for working class people in DRC. I want to promote wellness in Africa amongst 1 million of the working class, and you're telling me you can reach 1,000 people. Excellent stuff. I can give you 1,000 over 1 million times whatever money it is you're asking for. So for people who are doing impact, you need to position yourself as someone who is able to help them get to that impact, because people who are given grants are technically outsourcing impact. If you're getting a grant from FAO, for example, and the Food and Agriculture Organization have said their goal in Africa is to reduce post-harvest losses by 30%, and they have a $2 billion fund to do that. If you're able to show how your solution actually reduces post-harvest losses by more than that 30%, they will be willing to give you an ear, because you are making their work easier for them. And the impact you create through your solution is going to count towards their impact figures. However, if you're looking at someone who's giving you a loan or equity, you're going to need to realize that your finances need to be on point. Because if you're looking for a loan or if you're looking for equity, they won't really listen to your story. because the numbers in your financial statements and in your records already give them the story. So you might say you're profitable, you might say you have assets, you might say you're able to manage finances properly, but if the financial ratios do not agree, if your profit figures do not align, if your return on investment figures are off, they will not believe the story that you had, no matter how good. So pitching, as any relationship, needs a combination of honesty through the figures that you're going to be reporting, and also a lot of communication through the story that you're going to be presenting. So just quickly, reciprocity in the context of doing pitches means, what is the person who is going to invest in you going to get out of that investment? Anyone who gives you an investment, even if it is a grant, is looking for something called return on investment. If it's Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation who are given grants, what they're looking for is impact, probably in the health sector. If it is Tony Elumelu who is giving you the grant, what they're looking for is employment figures. So you need to understand that at the point of pitching, you're already receiving something if you win the pitch. So what the person who will make you win, or the person listening to your pitch, needs to understand is what they will get in return. A lot of times when we are doing our pitches, we want to start by talking about ourselves. We want to say, hi, my name is Brian. I run a boutique consulting agency for small businesses, blah, blah, blah. We've done this over the past 2 years. We've been able to reach 720 entrepreneurs. They've grown by this much. But just like any relationship, if I come to you and just start talking about myself consistently and continually, you'll feel a sense of disconnection because I haven't shown that I care about why you're there. So one of the best ways to actually pitch is to begin by addressing the needs of whoever is offering you the funding, the grant, or the loan that you're looking for. In that case, your hook becomes something that is geared towards showing the partner or the donor or the grantor that you understand why they're giving out money in the first place, and you're not just there to get money for your enterprise. So if I'm talking about to Mastercard Foundation, I'll begin by saying, I know that this year you've set aside $3 billion to invest in Africa to create full-time and permanent jobs. You're estimating creating 20,000 jobs. And at 3 billion, it puts your average job at a cost of $8,000. In my enterprise, I've been able to employ people at an average cost of $5,000. And this is the model that I've used. And from there, they'll see, okay, this guy is creating jobs cheaper than we are. This guy has a model that is working. This guy has mentioned that they have evidence. They've actually employed people. And so if Mastercard wants to create 20,000 jobs and you're telling them you can create 500, what's stopping them from giving you 500 out of 20,000 times the $3 billion they have? Because you have something that works. And we'll get to figuring out how to create a pitch that speaks to that. Now, just something else to touch on, financial viability. In pitching, we refer to it as sustainability. Now, there's 3 different types of sustainability or financial viability based on who you're talking to. So it could be programmatic. If you're speaking to someone giving you a grant, they want to know that that program will continue running, even if you're going to keep coming back to them for grants. If you're talking to both grantors and people who are giving you debt, they want to know that the organization can be managed from internally. So how is the management looking? Is it you who is the only person who understands how the business runs? Are you by yourself? God forbid something happens to you. What's going to happen? Is the institution going to run? So it's very important to build a team, a core team around your business that can take over the functions of the business. And then obviously financial sustainability. If you're taking a debt or if you're giving equity, people need to see that you're going to be having multiple streams of income or that your financial ratios are going to be very high. Now, pitching is also about demonstrating value. And as I've said, if I'm going to approach you, for example, to be my wife, I need to understand what you're looking for in a man and then frame myself as the man who is able to fulfill whatever it is you're looking for. And that's what we call a demonstration of value. If you're looking for someone tall, if you're looking for someone who has a job, if you're looking for someone who has plans, or maybe someone who's already built his house, it's fantastic. And if I know that, I'll come to you and be like, well, yeah, I'm currently working at WFP. I'm building a small house somewhere here, you know, and I'm also taking care of my parents back at home. I'm also 6'2", and yeah, I think I meet your criteria. So it's something almost similar. And how we demonstrate value as businesses to whoever it is we're looking at is something we call a value proposition statement. So it's a very simple statement that we use so that you're able to very quickly demonstrate that you understand, first of all, what your solution is. This is what Anna was calling the conflict. So what conflict exists? How have you confronted this conflict? And through that confrontation, how have you become the hero? How have you changed the status quo? So you provide technical assistance to smallholder farmers so that they can implement more high-tech and climate-smart preservation technologies to prevent post-harvest losses. That's a very simple value proposition statement because it tells me what your solution is, who you offer that solution to, and what the impact or benefit of your solution does. So everyone can create this for themselves in their free time because of time. And then once you do that, you need to come up with your pitch. So your pitch will generally have 5 sections. So you'll have a hook. So if you remember when Anna started with her pitch, her hook was that she was studying in Italy and she was a scholarship student, but she didn't understand how to access her breakfast. And that is a personal story. It shows our personal motivation. It shows us how this idea came to mind. And it's because of a particular problem she faced. And based on the problem she faced, she thought our solution would look like this, and that solution could be transferred back to Malawi. So that's what we call a hook. A hook can be a personal story. I think we've all seen this show called America's Got Talent, and someone wants to go and sing, and before they sing, they start with a very sad story of how, as a child, they probably had to, no offense, they probably had to like sleep outside or sleep hungry, and the only thing they could do to make them feel better was sing. And then you see, like Anna mentioned, the judges look up and they start crying, and by the time she starts, they've already pressed yes because the story has already resonated so much with them, and they're like, we have to help you succeed no matter what. So that's what we call the hook. Another fantastic way to do a hook as the beginning is to ask them a question, just like Anna did. Can you imagine what would happen if you drove without a driving license? So for example, there's a time we were pitching a transport solution. And in Kenya, for example, we can spend almost 2 hours in traffic, which is very annoying for everyone because in 2 hours you could have done a lot of things. So our hook was very simple. Can you imagine if you are able to get home during rush hour in 30 minutes? And then you pause and you let people think about the question and you let them reflect and build an image around what you might be suggesting. The next thing you want to offer is value. So value is going to take the format that I showed you. Value is going to take this format. So we provide to so that. So you're going to be saying something like, at Easy Matatus, we offer chauffeured public transportation systems that use exclusive expressway and toll roads so that you're able to save time when coming home from rush hour. And then one of the most important things you need to go to is the evidence. Now, it's very nice to go and say you have a pitch, but just like Anna said, you can't say that you're going to get 5 million people when your locality only has 1,000 people. So what you're going to do with evidence is you're going to have the results of the data from your proof of concept or from the few months that you've been running your business form the basis of whatever you're going to say. So for example, when you're talking about evidence, you're going to say, over the past 3 months, we've been able to have 345 trips, which have taken an average of 45 minutes, transporting people from Nairobi CBD to Roiro area. And through this, we've been able to save this much in time and also save this much in terms of the economy, because we all know that traffic wastes people's time, which could have been used in generating GDP. What makes us different, the differentiator, is what makes you unique from the competition, because just like Anna said, you have to be aware that you have competition. So there is Uber, there are other taxi services, there are other electric buses, there are motorbikes in the city that are doing the same thing. So what makes yours different? What makes yours different can be that you have designated stages that will pick up passengers who pre-booked on an application, and that people will be paying monthly, which enables them to be cushioned from the fluctuating rates that happen day by day in transportation, enabling them to save and come to your transportation solution. And then after that, you're going to give a call to action. Now, depending on which stage of the pitching or which stage your business is in, you could be asking for another meeting, or you could actually be asking for money, or you could ask them to join you in taking trips that will reduce their 2-hour commute down to a 30-minute commute. So that's pretty much how you need to structure your pitch. And it's very important in the evidence section to have facts and figures and numbers that you can verify from what you've already been doing in your business. So I'll just show you a quick generic example here because of time. Sorry. So for example, hi, I'm Justin, and I represent FinTech Solutions. We have an amazing software that is going to assist your banking systems to secure your data and prevent cybersecurity theft. We use AI-driven algorithms to provide real-time fraud detection and seamless mobile banking interfaces. And evidence is where you show what you did when your business was existing before you came to the pitch. So for example, we partnered with Gulf Africa Bank 10 months ago, and this resulted in a 20% increase in online account openings and 15% reduction in fraudulent transactions since. And what makes you unique from everyone else, we never use the same parameters and configuration twice, and we tailor our software to the needs of each client that we get. This ensures that no two passwords or no two configurations are the same, and thus each of our clients will always have a bespoke code that will protect their online systems. And then the call to action can be very simple. I'd like to discuss how our software can be customized to fit your bank's unique needs and goals. So this is an elevator pitch, but what it does is it gives you a summary of what your pitch ideally should be heading towards. So if you look at these 5 components, hook, value, evidence, differentiate, and call to action, you're going to have a pretty, I'd say, impressive pitch deck. You're going to be halfway there. And then, like Anna said, you're going to have very objective people thoroughly critique whatever idea it is you have so that you answer all the possible questions that could arise before you even get to the pitching area. And something very important to remember is you need to transport those people into your context so that they understand your problems, because a lot of the people we pitch to solved these problems a long time ago. So it might not be relevant to them, which is why you need to tell them, well, you won't believe it, but imagine if all the roads in your city flooded every time it rained. That's what happens in Kenya, for example. And then you proceed with your pitch from there. So that is just to add on to what Ms. Msolomba already mentioned. That's just to give you a framework of how to frame your pitch and how to approach it as a relationship where you want to fulfill the needs of the other party through whatever it is that you're going through. Yes, so that'll be pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brian. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for the insightful presentation. Now we're going to listen to our last speaker, Esther Atosha. Esther, Esther, are you there?
Yes, Veridique, I'm here.
Yeah, over to you then. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Veridique, and thank you so much for our previous co-presenter. It's always an honor for me to be part of this platform to enjoy the journey of our amazing entrepreneurs, and I would like to thank you guys for making it up to the finals. It's very challenging to be the last speaker since your co-presenter have covered everything. And I think I'm gonna shift the conversation in French to relay maybe the context of the Academy of Women Entrepreneur pitch. Okay, I'm gonna present myself. My name is Esther Atosha, and I am a student in public relations. And by professional, I am a social activist. I am involved in peace building, and I work in the implementation of women and youth program on peace and security. So I am also a co-founder of some local organizations here on the ground, and I work in entrepreneurship as a coach. We provide entrepreneurial coachings to women from low background. So I'm gonna switch in French, as I said, to make my presentation more contextual and to help maybe others to really get what have been said before. Alors, je sais pas si Veridique, tu peux commencer à la troisième partie. Si tu peux commencer à la troisième. Troisième.
Esther, allô?
Oui, Veridique. Si vous pouvez commencer au troisième slide.
Oh, ok, les slides, ok. Tout à l'heure.
Voilà.
Ok.
Voilà, je peux commencer le temps que vous partagez l'écran. Alors,
tu peux voir?
Mes prédécesseurs avaient déjà parlé du canevas, en tout cas du pitch. Peut-être pour ceux qui ne le savent pas, le pitch a pour un objectif de convaincre en fait votre audience de pouvoir vous financer et de pouvoir investir dans vos activités. Sorry. Ok, j'étais en train de dire. Oui, je suis là. Okay. Slide number 3. Slide number 3, s'il te plaît, Veridique. Troisième slide. Ok, voilà. En fait, nous sommes dans un contexte où vous allez partir à Kinshasa pour présenter vos projets, que vous avez eu plus de 6 mois en train de travailler. Et ce sont des projets auxquels vous avez consenti beaucoup d'efforts, mais que vous avez 90 secondes pour convaincre votre jury que ça vaut la peine de vous prendre parmi les 20 femmes, parmi les 20 femmes qui sont aussi expertes comme vous. Alors, si ce n'est pas vraiment facile, ce n'est pas évident de pouvoir directement convaincre ces jurys, comme mes prédécesseurs avaient dit. Ils sont au courant que vous vous avez un projet, ce sont des projets qui ont existé avant, ils ont l'habitude d'écouter ça, mais comment vous allez arriver, vous, en tant qu'entrepreneur, à convaincre le membre du jury qui sera composé par les différents experts de l'ambassade des États-Unis que ça vaut la peine que vous puissiez prendre les millions de dollars qu'ils ont alloués à vos projets. Alors, pour votre contexte, ça sera que 90 minutes pour présenter votre projet. Dans les 90 minutes, vous allez devoir présenter tout ce que le prédécesseur avait déjà parlé, tout ce qu'on vous a montré là, votre problématique, le projet, vos concurrents. Mais comment allez-vous convaincre le membre du jury dans seulement 90 secondes? C'est pour cela qu'il est important. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Esther, we can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, my network is really freezing. So, I was saying that vous aurez que 90 secondes pour présenter tout ce que les canevas qu'on nous a montré ici. Alors, c'est important de pouvoir vraiment prendre les éléments importants qui peuvent captiver votre audience et qui peuvent... Hello?
Oui, Esther.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Oh my God.
If we can take the next 2 or 3 minutes to conclude, and then we shall receive questions from the participants. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the last slide now. Yeah, so, par rapport à ce qu'il disait, donc, pour notre contexte, il s'agira donc d'avoir vraiment une présentation qui est captivante juste au premier coup comme ça, vouloir convaincre les jurys de vous suivre jusqu'à la fin. Comme Madame Théana avait dit, ils n'ont pas vraiment assez de temps and they don't care about you guys. Donc, ce que vous allez juste donner au début, c'est ce qui va donner goût à vos interlocuteurs, à votre audience de pouvoir vous suivre. Donc, dans le greetings, vous pouvez intégrer ce que Monsieur Brian a dit, c'est le hook, votre motivation personnelle, votre expérience personnelle, c'est ce que vous voulez présenter comme projet. Et après la présentation, vous pouvez passer directement à la présentation de votre entreprise, ce que vous faites et la solution que vous voulez apporter en tant qu'entrepreneur. Donc, dans l'ensemble, il faut vraiment se rassurer que votre présentation rencontre tous ces éléments-là et c'est là dans 90 secondes seulement. Donc, en général, il faut tenir compte de ces deux éléments, la présentation, the way you dress, the way you appear, the way you speak, and the way you convey your message. Tenir compte des intonations, tenir compte de ponctuation, tenir compte également de votre physical appearance because it has to link with your project. It has to link again with what you are trying to catch from your audience. I feel like I didn't have enough time. I was a bit stressful à cause du temps, mais quand même, je peux toujours répondre aux questions s'il y en aura. Et merci beaucoup, Veridique, d'avoir donné cette plateforme. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so very much, Esther, for your presentation. Now we'll have a few minutes for question. If you have a question, you can just raise your hand, and we'll give you an opportunity to ask a question and have some of our speakers respond to your question. Is there anyone with a question?
I have a question.
Yes, Nicole. Yes, Nicole, please.
Okay, thank you. My question is about well, we have to know our audience, okay? All of them emphasize on that, and even the link they sent us yesterday was emphasizing on that. So what is our audience? Veridique, I think it's good to know who will be the people in front of us, or just I can say, what are they? Yeah, they are there for the financial, I don't know, sustainability of our businesses, or they care more about impact, or we have to think about all those things in those I don't know, 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. So the goal of the pitch competition that will happen in a few days at the embassy will be to spot 10 of you who can represent the cohorts in the US, and they will be looking at the business overview, the market opportunity, what is the revenue model, your social impacts, innovation, your leadership and the team, and then your international readiness. Are you ready for international exposure? And are you ready for fundraising? Because in the US, we'll connect you to VC, venture capitalists. I don't know if I've given you elements of response. Okay, I've seen Esther. Esther Asifiwe, can you please ask your question?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not the one. I'm not the one.
Maybe to add on what you've just said about the audience, from my experience pitching with the US program, the goal is to depart you guys, because they believe that you 20, both of you, tout le 20, vous avez mérité pour être là. And then the goal is to depart you from, like, pick the 10 who will go to represent other 10. So you have to make, to have that idea that we are competing to be among the top 10, and to know that apart from looking on your audience, apart from looking on donc le membre de jury, il y aura aussi l'aspect de regarder aussi vos collègues. How are you best? How are you standing from your peers? C'est tout ce que je peux ajouter. Voilà.
Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you. Safi, please.
Thank you so much, Veridique. I would like to add, considering who is your audience, I want you just to have that to consider that. I forgot. Okay, I want to just to consider all those aspects of personality from your judges. Like when you're preparing your pitch, make in your head that you may find someone who is a philanthropist, someone who is a capitalist, someone who is just looking for social impact. So when preparing the pitch, preparing your presentation, just consider you may have judges coming to look for one of those aspects in your businesses. So put something from all those details to present. I don't know if I'm clear.
Thank you so much, Safi Mambo. So to our presenters, Safi Mambo is one of our ODRC local facilitator. So she's the facilitator of the ODRC Goma Hub. I'm seeing Pasi Maronji. Pasi Maronji, please. The floor is over to you.
Okay, thank you, Veridique. Hi, everyone. I just had a question just to help our fellow women participants. Is it compulsory to use the provided pitch formats? Did you get my question?
Yes, I got your question. By provided pitch format, what do you mean?
You sent 2 documents yesterday, and
Yeah, I've sent document
format.
like it was there was some element the same way the speakers have given you some insight on how to make a good pitch. So it should be up to each one of you each one of our participants to work on her pitch, taking into account all of those inputs. So you are not supposed to follow that. So just a guideline to help you work on your pitch, but you are not supposed to use it or to follow it verbatim. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. I needed that clarity. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I don't know if there's one last question before we end. Yeah, there's no additional questions. So I'd like to thank Théana, Ana, and Brian for having made time to attend to our session, despite the fact that we gave them a very short notice. So, and I wish to every one of you a very good luck. Look forward to meeting you in Kinshasa in a few days. I'm seeing Brian raising the hand. Please, Brian, over to you. Can you please take the mic and speak?
Oh yeah, I was just suggesting we like take a group photo with the screen. Yeah.
Come again?
I'm saying I was suggesting we take a group photo, like everyone
have
the camera
group photo.
on, and then you do the view thing, and then yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can you
He wants to see us. He wants to see us once again. Brian wants to see us.
I want to see you guys.
Can you please open up your video, please? Okay. Okay, this is the first one. Voilà, collect.
Tell us when you're done. I'm just.
Yeah. Just I'm taking, please. I'm seeing Zanzu Prince. Yeah. Kain vya Mungu. Okay, it's fine. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for attending. Let's keep in touch and looking forward to see you evolve in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Again, thank you, Théana. Thank you, Brian. I hope to connect with you. Just once again, it was nice connecting you, Brian. It's Nzanzu was the one who recommended me to you, but I hope to connect and to network and learn more about what you do. Yeah, even after the meeting the following weeks. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you very much as well. Have a good day. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.